Hey, welcome back to Culty Shit I learned while working in a megachurch. My name's Joshua. I spent 20 years of my life in one of these places, and now I talk about how problematic they are. So I've already used prayer as like a misused practice inside of the megachurch. Today, I'm going to talk about worship music, and I'm going to tell you a really tragic story that kind of goes along with this because it exposes how these places truly view worship music and use worship music to manipulate people. So I was on a trip as a worship leader, and there was a tragedy that happened. We had a leader actually die on our trip in front of like 300 kids. Then we were stuck. So we were on a lake and this guy drowned, and then they had to do a search and rescue while we were all just sitting there watching on the lake. Like we couldn't leave because somewhere in the water was a body. So we were stuck in this cove and no one knew what to do. And so they came to me and they said, "Hey, Joshua, we think that right now is the appropriate time for us to worship." And so I remember being submissive to that and feeling like, okay, if this is what God is saying, let's do this. And I remember there was about 300 of us up there, and I started singing, "Blessed be your name. You give and take away, you give and take away," sung over and over again for a bunch of high schoolers that had just watched someone tragically pass away. And I remember in that moment being like, this does not feel right. This does not feel like the appropriate action out of this. Yet they knew they had nothing else to do, and the best thing that they could throw at it was some music. These churches, they want bigger, they want better, but when they are faced with a big event, when they're faced with a big tragedy, they don't know how to handle this stuff. When we all came back from this trip, the church continued to fumble this. They did not handle it well. They did not offer grief counseling for any of the staff or students. And in fact, us staff, we were told, hey, you're the ones that they're going to lean on, where we had nowhere to go after dealing with this horrific thing that happened to us. These churches are not safe. This is one story out of many that come out of these horrific places.